What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Wednesday, December 25th, 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, fixed air moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Merry Christmas. Appreciate you all. Hope everybody's doing well if you celebrate out there. If not, just happy Wednesday to everybody who doesn't. Hanukkah starts tomorrow. Got a little bit of both in this hideous sweater that I've had for like almost 10 years now, but I just found it again this year and I'm wearing it for this horoscope. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope Santa came and satisfied everybody's desires. Desire nature's super strong for this Christmas. It's intense. In the stars, we have Mars and Pluto in their opposition for the second time, ratcheting up, getting tighter. And the moon's going to come into Scorpio and square Pluto, square Mars. So big T square energy to that moon in Scorpio and just ramping up a lot of like desires, right? So it's cool in some ways because I think it's funneling a lot of emotional energy, which is very creative energy. And, it's just how you use it, right? Like things can blow. I mean, this is one of those things where it's like things can blow up and be super intense and, a lot of tension, or it's finding a lot of inner strength and resilience. I think the sun in Capricorn in the sextile with the moon is definitely a grounding force for some of this intensity. It's like being mature and responsible for what you do with your power, right? Are you using your power for good? Are you using it for evil? Are you using it for manipulation? Or are you using it for creative potency and expression of what we want and how we're going to go get it and how we can formulate inner plans within ourselves to kind of dial in something, whatever that is, but kind of like dialing in, taking a lot of the intensity and putting it, channeling it into something constructive instead of something destructive. Because it could be very easy to want to just destroy, things today, almost like, I don't know, a compulsion to almost want to destroy. And maybe it's just ripping wrapping paper off a gift. I don't know. But, there's like, we all have choices. And I think, even with Saturn and Pluto in their semi square, it's like we all have choices, So we're in a place in time with the sun squaring the nodes and the nodes getting ready to switch signs in like 17 days, right? Like we're in between times and it's like it's just a good soul test. And I don't even know if test is the right word, but it's like where are you putting your power? Are you giving power away because you're relying on external things to provide you with the sense of power? Or are you just in your zone and doing your thing and you're powerful and you're going to keep putting energy and emotion into the things that serve you best in life, into the things that really help you feel stronger and more identified with the path that you're laying for yourself? Mercury's starting to square Saturn. So I don't know. It's like conversations could be a little bit more difficult. It could be harder to maybe think linearly, especially with Mercury and Sag and the opposition to Jupiter and big T square energy. Like there's just so much tension in the chart for Christmas. A lot of it's very Saturnian and very like it is. It's just so much about our maturity of where we're at in life and what's triggering us. Are we getting upset and worked up over little things because maybe something's just a little bit out of place or the wrapping on the gift wasn't perfect? Stupid example, right? But it's Christmas. But it's like, what's even the point? So in some ways, a lot of things in life are very trivial, and maybe you resonate with that. Things can become very trivial, and it's almost like we want to play this trivial game so much. Um, it's very mercurial. But what's the bigger purpose? What's the bigger lesson? What's the bigger goal? What's the bigger achievement? And why get worked up over little hiccups or roadblocks or something not being said perfectly or whatever, you know? It's like we can become very annoyed with a bunch of little things and get really worked up about it, especially on a day like this, or we can just be responsible for our emotions instead of blaming something or letting something else, like, just, it's fine if things don't feel good. It's fine if, there's tension and you feel it, but be just accountable and responsible for your emotion. Take responsibility for it and deal with it and do the inner work. You know what I mean? Like, that's where a lot of the things are at right now. It could be easy to think that something or someone is the reason or whatever, and that's the trivial part. It's not. It's why that affects you the way it does. And that's where you're going to find a lot of empowerment, is when we do just take that emotional accountability and responsibility and don't give our power away, but instead we embrace our power to feel and to work through things and to go into the depths of ourselves and understand ourselves and our personal lives and our relationships so much better, right? Venus, 21 degrees of Aquarius, starting to really square Uranus. So we're all also in this kind of like topsy-turvy, kind of crazy place of trying to get the best out of life right now. And I think in many ways the square wants to reinvent what the best is for us. And it wants to accelerate us towards that. But if the frequency ain't right, things aren't going to line up. And we could feel very separated from things that maybe we thought we either wanted, or relationships or people or money situations, when really, how could we ever get that if we weren't on that frequency level? And maybe that frequency level comes through accountability and responsibility. But topsy-turvy, anything can happen. People could do crazy things. We could do crazy things. People could really try to individuate themselves. There could be extreme disconnection. And there could be a hyper focus too, an attachment to connection at the same time. And it's like, whoa, I'm really connected to this person, place, or thing. Feels really good. And we can become almost a little obsessive over that too. But we have to be also in a place where we're understanding that, feeling as well. And trying to see the bigger meaning of it. Why am I attached to such a thing so much? Why? Is it good for me? Is it innovative? Is it building something for the future? Is it better? Is it up to the standard that you want, if you will? And this is where I think standards can change. Like, you could have thought something was your standard, and all of a sudden, like, you're starting, like, the standard's changing. And that can also bring up intensities. So it can feel like there's a lot of reconfiguration from like a very inside out, perspective on this Christmas. And in a lot of ways, it's super cool. I think it's recalibrating us into more of a identification of our best self and a more grown self. And we're always growing, whether you're like me and almost 35, or whether you're 28, or whether you're 65, 80. We're always growing. We're always learning about ourselves and about life and about people and the extremes. And it's just another day, just another day to see what comes up, to feel the feelings. Maybe we don't have to have the full conclusion on them, today, but at least to be responsible for our own feelings and emotions. Good, bad, ugly, doesn't really matter. Accountability is key to keeping yourself empowered. And I think that can show us a lot of really cool, sweet, unique things, and can give us a really good leap into the next calendar year. And I hope that you had a beautiful Christmas. I hope you do have a beautiful Christmas. I hope all the good things for all of you. So grateful um, that you're here with me. So hope that's helpful. I'm not going to pull tarot today. I'm going to use the Black Moon Astrology Oracle because it's a holiday and I feel like being weird. Now, every now and then I pull from this deck. I don't know. Just felt right today. Fitting. Grand Cross. Provoker. I mean, it's like there's T squares everywhere. It can feel like Grand Cross energy. We have mutable T squares, fixed T squares. So it's not quite the Grand Cross, but the provoker part, there's provoking all over the place right now. And I think we have to figure out, like, are we provoking ourselves in a motivated way for growth? Or things outside of ourselves provoking us to grow? And instead of feeling like we're just being poked and we're being provoked to get negative responses, we're actually being provoked to grow, to learn, to find ourselves more. And I think that's a powerful initiation. And like, this is it's a big day in the astrology. There's a lot going on. It's ironic. I love that it's a holiday. It's so funny because people are with their families and there's a lot of responsibilities that come with that and a lot of moving parts. So it's fitting. It's a good place to be. And you just get to choose, like, are you provoking yourself for a better version of yourself, or are you just going to provoke yourself to lash out, to be upset, to be angry over what? Trivial things? Like, did anything really crazy, And sure, crazy things can happen all the time, but sometimes it's always the little things that provoke us the most. And for why? Ponder that one. I ponder it all the time. Why does this little thing bother me? We're humans. I think we all do it a little bit, but I feel like that's the question of the day. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I hope you have a beautiful day with your family. I hope everybody gets everything they wanted out of the day, out of life, out of love, out of people, and appreciate you all. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow. Much love. Peace.